It'll pick up in a second. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It is Ira and Joe. We are excited to have you here on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube Live. We actually did something brand new today, y'all. We started a green room on Clubhouse. And in fact, it's still going. We have Tina, we have Chella, we have Marcus still in the room. We're going to wrap it up. But if you are enthralled with this, if you're enthralled with this whole thing, Saturday's Cup of Joe, we have a lot of fun. It's a show about nothing. It's not scripted. We talk about comics. We talk about business. We talk about sales. We talk about being bald. We talk about all kinds of fun stuff. We talk about Clubhouse. If you like it and you want to join us every week, we're going to start the show on Clubhouse and transition over. One of the things that we love about the show is we're talking in the Clubhouse chat room or room a lot about social media strategy. We cannot do that on this show in some respects because of the rules for going live on some of these platforms. There's rules against coaching and teaching and some of the backward strategies that help you propel forward. So we did that. We also give you an opportunity to do a 60-second intro in that room. And we had 3 different people who came together in that room. They didn't know each other when they started, and they connected on LinkedIn. There was, I think, 2 different podcast invitations that happened. Yep. And a collaboration that happened just this morning. So what can you do on Clubhouse? Man, you can do a lot. It's not about volume there as much as it's about quality, but there is some amazing quality. Anyways, all that being said, Joe, welcome to the show, brother.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, that's really nice of you to welcome me to the show. I appreciate that. I'm actually getting on so I can look at the live feed on the phone so that I could see it, so I could comment or whatever on there when we need to. But yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Good stuff. Glad you're here. Michael is joining us from Arkansas. Good morning, Michael. Michael is one of my buddies from LinkedIn. I just put an invitation out there. If y'all are watching, and there's quite a few people watching, can you tell us where you're from in the comments? Let's figure out who you are, where you're from, what you do, those kinds of things, and see how we can help you as we go through the show. Now, again, if you didn't hear the introduction, the long-winded introduction today, if you didn't catch that, we don't have a set script. So if you have show suggestions or questions for us, go ahead and drop those in the comments, and we will be happy to address them. Joe, I want to start this out by the show. Just what happened? Maybe you could give us a recap of your week, the highs, the lows, anything you want to kind of talk about?
Oh, the highs, the lows. All right, we want to go there. The highs this week. I want to start with the lows because I like to end on positive notes. But the low being, I got sick on Thursday. For some reason, something happened. I don't know if it's ever. I think I called you up and I told you, like, all of a sudden I was feverish. I don't have COVID unless
do you know the difference between Batman and Superman?
I don't care.
There's a lot of them, but
one of them, me to tell the story.
One of them is
we're gonna go right into Batman, Superman. Okay.
Superman doesn't get sick.
I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure he doesn't. He
you knew that was coming when you said you were sick on the show.
I know. But I also know you've been sick too.
But I don't. Well, that's true. I'm not.
Yeah. Sick. All right then. Exactly. Well, So, anyways, I was down for the count on Thursday, and how that happened, it like hit me. I did my post on Thursday morning, and I was getting up. I'm all ready for work. I'm about ready to leave, and it was almost like wham. It just hit me hard where it was almost like falling over. I don't know.
Do you think it was allergies, or what do you think it was?
Allergies in the winter. I mean, I'm sure it could happen, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that I slept most of the day off and on, and
but it was like 24 hours, right? And then you were.
Oh yeah. It was 24. I didn't have COVID or anything like that. At least I don't think I did.
I don't think there's a case of COVID that's only lasted 24 hours.
I know. I mean, only 24 hours, so no.
What do you
But
drink?
other than that, I was okay afterwards. Friday, I was still a little bit under the weather on Friday, but I was able to do a bunch of things, and then and that was it. The highs. We're almost ending the month. I am. God, there's so many highs I want to talk about.
50, 51, 51?
No, 51, 25, 25, 25.
25 is pretty good.
25 is pretty good. I know. I probably won't get an award. Oh, wait a minute. Let me start off by saying all the opinions and thoughts expressed on this show are of Joe the Finance Guy and Ira Bowman, Bowman Digital Media, Joe Stepke. It has nothing to do with Acima Credit, Acima, Rent-A-Center, nothing like that. These are all my opinions. So I just wanted
for better or worse.
For better or worse. But I'll tell you, one of the highs this week was the post I did on Sunday for LinkedIn, and that was
amazing. Going. Let's talk about that. So you had a video post. What day was that? Was that Wednesday?
No, it was Sunday.
Oh, that was Sunday. That's right.
Yeah, it was Sunday. Sunday, I did that video post on.
And if you guys didn't see the video post, hey, do you have that link there? Can you put that in the comments?
Yeah, I'll put it in. I'll put it in comments.
Because
you're asking me stuff like technical stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I got to do it from my phone. I am 50. I could play Xbox One and I could shoot down aliens, but you
could do so much more than you give yourself credit for. It's ridiculous. Anyways, all right, y'all. If you haven't seen this video while he's getting the link and figuring out how to do it one knuckle at a time because he's Batman, this video is a really good video. So I'm in the graphics business, right? I run Bowman Digital Media, create graphics for a living. But there's an artist who takes saran wrap and wraps it around the tree. And when you start the video, you're like, what the hell is this idiot doing? I mean, really, you're like, this is going to be one of those, the guy's really stupid. And by the end of the video, I don't want to give it completely away. I want people to watch it. So I'm not going to tease it completely. But by the end of it, you're like, wow, that is one smart and creative dude. But while I'm talking about that post, usually videos don't do so well on LinkedIn as far as going viral. And I hate to use that word because, what does that even really mean anymore? But this thing has been seen how many times, Joe?
40. I just had it out. 47,705.
And I'm not talking about a video, folks, that he shared the link to YouTube or Vimeo. I'm talking about a native loaded video.
And 122 shares.
And that's why you got so many views, but I can't really talk about that on here. So anyways, we'll keep going. But wow.
Well, no.
So, is that your biggest post ever?
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't think the troll one. Remember when I did that one where the guy trolled me?
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that.
Right.
This was the biggest post ever.
And it was a video.
Yep.
So you guys got to check it out. He's going to get the.
I thought it had a nice story to it as well. Like what it's about talking about what's your masterpiece.
Yeah. Well, no. And I think all that helped. I don't think it was just the video, but the video certainly did. You know what I mean? That was the star of the show because that's the thing that you're trying to get to do.
I just put it in.
Yes. There you go. Okay. So it's on LinkedIn. So go ahead and click that there. In the comments, and you can see the video. It's spectacular. 47,000 views. by Joseph Stepke. Now, if you're wondering, Joe has a fairly significant following and connection count. You're at 15,000 something, right?
Correct.
So he does have his, but he's not like at a million. You know what I mean? He's not like Gary V. You know what I mean? So if you have a smaller following,
I have about 16 or almost 16,000. I'm at 15,786. Oh, remember we went over this. I am at 15, and stop me if I'm going too much into LinkedIn.
yeah, no, you're okay so far.
15,786 followers, but I'm at 15,957.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. We can't educate people on the difference between followers and connections here. But
all right, so never mind. But yep, yay.
No, it's good.
I'm almost at 16,000.
That's good though. That's really good, right?
Yep.
So, but what I'm trying to tell people is you don't necessarily have to have a huge following to get huge numbers. I did a post for one of my business customers. I do admin for a lot of pages, including Joe the Finance Guy, right? So I run the social media page for businesses so they can focus on doing their business. And one of the pages I did, they have 250 followers or so. It changes every day, right? But they had about 250 followers when I did the post. The post was seen by over 10,000 people. So think about what I just said. A page with 200 followers had 10,000 views. That's pretty good. And that's the power of, using these different, pictures and videos and being interesting, not just, like Joe the Finance Guy is about helping people with non-credit needed payment options. That's what Joe Stepke does for a living, and he helps retail customers, increase sales. We just did a couple videos, which I would love for y'all to check out on joethefinanceguy.com. In fact, let me bring it up because we did just change the page. And when I said we have a mouse in my pocket because Joe didn't do it, but I
remember the conversation.
Well, that's true. It was. Joe and I collaborate, but so here did you actually pay attention to this? So I wrote here.
I guess I could go now, but I'll watch now.
So here, let me show you your website, sir. We're proud to have helped. Hang on a second, I gotta get this out of the way. We're proud to have helped business owners funnel 8 figures worth of sales for their retail e-commerce business during the pandemic. That's what Joe helped people with during 2020.
Right.
Interested in how we can help add 60,000 to your top line revenue, fill out the contact form below, which I'll show you in a second. But this is the video that we created for Joe this week. I'm going to just blow it up. I love the music.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That's pretty good, right?
I do love it.
So now let's see how I get out of
I still think the voice of Batman, Kevin Conroy, would have been awesome.
Wait a minute. You're not going to give me credit for that. Cool. I think I did. I kind of tried to do it fun. You know what I mean?
I love it. I just would love to see, we can't do I am darkness, I am vengeance, I am the night. Joe.
All right. And so then this is like what we're trying to get people to do to contact you through this form so that you can meet with them one-on-one. So if you're in the retail space, this is what Joe the Finance Guy is doing, right? We're trying to educate people on this stuff. However, all of that to say, if you come to joethefinanceguy.com or if you come to like our business page, joethefinanceguy.com, a lot of times we're not talking about that. We're talking about all kinds of other stuff too. And that's the thing where Michael's even talking about it here. Social media is definitely changing. It is because people want to talk about what's interesting to them, not necessarily just what you do. So if you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you are, and you're only talking about what you do, you're going to lose a lot of people. You're not going to, get their attention, become friends with them.
Right.
If you are treating your social media like a press release for your business, you're mistaking the point of it. It's social media. So you got to be social. One of the reasons why I think Joe the Finance Guy does so damn well is because you, my friend, look, I make no bones about it. You're my LinkedIn bestie. So,
Right.
I tease you relentlessly because I love you. But honestly, I love you because you got to be one of the most interesting, well spoken, nice, and caring people on the whole platform. And people pick up on that through your business posts and your personal posts. And so when we post something that's like an artist painting and you go, what the hell does that have to do with Joe the Finance Guy? No, nothing on the business side, but everything on the personal side because you like to entertain people, you like to make people laugh, you like to give them something that motivates them and encourages them. You will encourage anybody for any reason. You know what I mean? You are an optimist 100%.
Mike, that is funny you say that. So one of my
I
other
have to build you up every once in a while
Yeah.
because I got to.
And I've been told that I've always been the optimist and I've always been the glass half full. And I do appreciate, if you can't tell, I really do appreciate it. I've got almost tears in my eyes. Thank you very much for making me like well up a little bit from that.
You're welcome, bro.
Awesome intro.
I got more Batman jokes coming. Don't worry.
I know. So please keep them coming. And thank you, Michael. I do appreciate that as well. They
just as a point of order,
helping other people. If I could help somebody, so going into this business, I guess the best way to put it, since I was in the rent-own industry since '98, basically, and when I came into working for the company I work for now, there's so many other companies out there. There's other ones. I mean, and I won't name them because I'm not going to do a disclosure thing about them too. But there's so many other companies that offer alternative payment options. So I had to be different. I wanted to be different because I didn't want to be somebody that just goes in there and go, hey, sign up with me. Thanks a lot. See you later. Goodbye. No, I wanted to be somebody that goes in there and go, hey, listen, sign up with me and let me give you some ideas on how to grow your business, not necessarily using a no credit needed platform because these customers are out here. Let me show you how to get these people in. Once I started doing that and actually investing my time and getting to know people, it was about getting to know others, like getting to know, hey, listen, Ira Bowman, knowing his wife, are they still talking on the Clubhouse?
They are. In fact, if you don't mind, I want to pop in real quick. Let's do this. Okay, so if y'all,
I already left.
No, I know you're out. I can see it. So, guys, we have a Clubhouse room, and they're still chatting, and I've heard them talking about us. It's really cool. Hey, everybody. Hey, I want to do something. We are live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and Facebook right now. And I want to just give you guys a shout out. Okay. So we have this room. It's our green room. It's before we go live. We go live at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. But we start the Clubhouse room at 8 o'clock. Well, today was our first day doing it. It was a lot of fun. We have Chella, Tina, Alyssa, Marquez, and Redden. They're still in the Clubhouse room. They are having an active conversation. I just want to let them know that I appreciate them for sticking around and doing that. I also want to give them some love. So if you guys could jump on LinkedIn, if you can, and put your profile just in the comments, I'm going to put it up on screen so everybody can see. I'm going to give you some free run. And I just want to say thank you. We're not trying to ignore you. We're on this show. If you guys are watching on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, and you're on Clubhouse, but you're not following Ira or Joe and I are going to put our handles for Clubhouse in the comments, and we're going to cross brand this thing, baby. So if you're on Clubhouse in our room, we're going to give you some free pub. If you're on LinkedIn and you're already a part of Clubhouse and you want to get some free pub on your Clubhouse so people will come and join you, we're going to do it both ways. We appreciate everybody who watches our show live or later, and we appreciate the people who joined us in Clubhouse. So Chella, Tina, Alyssa, Marquez, Redden, thank you so much. We had Komara in the room earlier. We had Chrissy. We had a bunch of people. Bernie Ferguson was in the room. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of people. Sorry about that, but it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys. I'm going to turn my volume back down so you guys can get back to your conversation. Sorry for interrupting, but hope hope that helps you make a few new connections, at least on LinkedIn and on Clubhouse. That would be super cool.
I just followed you, Ira.
Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you so much. Okay.
I put the Clubhouse link up there too.
Live is definitely best. Jason Ricks, if you missed it earlier this week, I believe it was on Tuesday, I had Jason Ricks. He is the director of Buc-ee's, and I know that confuses some people because there's two different Buc-ee's, one with double E's, but he's the director of operations for the one with the Y''S, and they have 94 locations, Joe. So it's a pretty big deal. Yeah,
I actually like him. He was pretty interesting.
He would fit in this show so well. He's a fellow bald brother, and anyways, down to earth guy. What I love about Jason, if you're not following or connected to Jason Ricks on LinkedIn, you need to do it right now. I'm telling you, this guy is an encourager. He lifts up not only his team, which I really appreciate, because sometimes when you get so high in a company, look, he reports directly to the owner, right? I mean, the regional managers, the district managers, the general managers, they all report to Jason. So, sometimes when you're at that level, you kind of get a nosebleed and you forget about, I hate to say the everyday folk, but you forget sometimes about the individual employees, non-management staff. He is posting about them, takes photos, tells you a little backstory, gives them the spotlight. That is super cool. So our room just ended for some reason. I don't know what happened, but did you kill it on Clubhouse?
Maybe Chella killed it.
I don't know. Somehow it ended, but that's cool. Anyways, Jason,
I don't know if Clubhouse ends automatically.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I didn't kill it.
I didn't kill it either.
It might have been. No, you were still in it.
No, it just said the room ended. I got a little message.
So then,
and they were talking.
Ended it.
Yeah, well, they were talking. I don't know. Maybe Clubhouse didn't like the fact that I was talking about them live on LinkedIn. I have no idea.
I doubt that.
I doubt that. They want people like me talking about them. I promise you. Right. So, anyways, but follow Jason, and if you want to watch the story, it's funny. I was gonna share this to kind of be funny, but I have this beautiful man on my. This is the homepage of Bowman Digital Media, y'all. If you're not familiar, so I have this beautiful, handsome man on my website. You're all over my website, bro, because you're a client and my friend. So why wouldn't I want to?
Well, boy, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you.
So here you go. If you wanted to hear the interview with Jason, it's right here. Actually, you can see it. Right. So you can just hit the play button, and there it is. I don't care what. Right. So again, fellow ball brothers unite. Anyways, that's on. It's called Marketing Mondays. That's the page tab. I don't have a dedicated tab. The show that he was actually on is called Industry Interviews by Ira or I to the Third. But I will put that here in the comments if y'all want to check that out. But Jason is certainly amazing. This was who? Oh, somebody said it. We got Chella to come in, and who was that? Hello from Clubhouse. Oh, that was Alyssa. Okay, so this is Alyssa Schaefer. If you guys are not familiar with her, she's a director of sales. I'm actually going to do this. I want to give every single person that was in our Clubhouse some pub. So here you go. So this is Alyssa right here. I'm going to just take this.
You going to be able to remember everybody on there?
Bro, I gotcha.
Okay. You had Chrissy, you had Dr. Anthony, Chella.
I'm not going to be able to pull all them out. I'm talking about the people who stayed till the end, bro.
Okay.
So I got Chella. Chella's actually made a comment here. So, and Tina, she's right there. The other two, I don't know them. So if they don't make a comment in LinkedIn, I won't be able to give them free pub. But anyways, this is Alyssa right here. Look, she's a director of sales and business development at Pacific Escapes. She's from San Diego. Hello, Alyssa. We are so close. I'm in the Inland Empire, so I'm like an hour away from you is where I'm at.
Yeah, Alyssa, I just connected with you. I'm sorry I didn't write a little message with it, but hopefully this can be better than writing that message.
So anyways, Alyssa, maybe we can do something together. Maybe we can collaborate. I'm always down to get together with people I meet on LinkedIn when it's possible to meet in person and do a little collaboration. We could do a little selfie video together or something, and and I hopefully can help get you a little bit more juice on LinkedIn. I love to help people with that. So check Alyssa out. And then we also have Chella. Hang on a second. So Chella and I have been connected for quite a while. This is Chella Diaz. She is helping six-figure women entrepreneurs turn on their abundance fountain and let go of the emotional baggage so that they can achieve their heart's desire. She's from Orange, which is, again, just around the corner from me. I think Chella and I were actually at a LinkedIn Live event or a LinkedIn local event together, I think is where we met. But Chella, when I first launched Bowman Digital Media, she got on a call with me and she's like, hey, let's just talk about some ideas. She was trying to help me, which I really, really appreciate. Chella's got a heart of gold. And then Tina, it's two eyes. So it's always easy to remember. But Tina was on there too. And Tina has been on with me on a podcast from Project Help You Grow called Project Podcast. She's a headhunter recruiter over in Europe, and she helps people. She's super, super nice. And she's about quality, not quantity as well, right? So if you run with me long enough and you become one of my inner circle people, it's because I see that quality in you. If you come across as selfish or self-absorbed, then yeah, it doesn't work. She just sent me a message. Should we read it? I don't know what it says. I don't want to pull it up. She sent me something. She's probably saying thank you for giving me a spotlight. But there you go. She's executive search consultant, and the company is called Blooms. So if you want to check out where she works, you can just come over here and just tell you all about Blooms. So there you go. All right. So why did I do that, Joe?
Because you like to show people the love that show us love.
They supported us, right? They took time out of their Saturday morning or afternoon to come support us on Clubhouse, and now they're here live. And again, guys, I don't know what happened there at the end. I did not end the room. Joe did not end the room. Somehow Clubhouse ended the room, so we apologize. I know you guys were mid.
I'd like to know. I wonder if it was Chella. Did you or Tina end the room?
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they did, but it sounded like they were all mid sentence. So I don't know. You met an open house at the printing company. Oh, that's right. So before I was laid off, yeah, I believe, was that February or March? It was something like that. Maybe it was.
We were. I think it.
Oh, she did end. She did end the room. Okay, Chella ended. Thank you for telling us that, Chella. But so ARC, which was the company that I came down to work for before they laid me off, I moved down here in December of 2019 to take that job. And then in May of 2020, just 5 months later, I was furloughed. And then in June, I was laid off, in case you guys don't know my backstory. Anyways, but we had an open house and Chella came. I invited her, invited a lot of people to come because they were in the area. And she came. I had John came. I had a few of my connections from LinkedIn came. It was really cool to meet those people in person. And so I gave them tours and showed them what we did. Chella is the culprit. Yeah. No, Chella's, look, trust me. If Chella is got a heart of gold. I don't know if you heard me talk about Chella, but Chella is really an amazing person. So, anyways, Clubhouse. Let's talk about it if you're interested, but only if you are interested, put it in the comments. We don't want to bore y'all. But we did talk about Social Tap today, and Social Tap on Clubhouse, it's like a bridge to connect the different platforms. That was something we went deep dive in.
It's so, like Linktree or something like that. I like SocioTap.
I think it's a more pretty version of Linktree, and
I haven't seen Linktree, so I can't.
Well, I will tell you this: I don't know of another platform that will allow you to generate from scratch your own standalone e-commerce single page website for $6 a month. But SocialTap will. So let me just say that really slow and clearly so all of you catch it. If you're looking to launch your own e-commerce website and you don't have thousands of dollars to have somebody like me create it for you, or you don't want to run with an out-of-the-box solution that makes you look like you're not professional, and even those will still run you $1,000 because you got to pay the fees for the hosting, the name. You got to get all the plugins, and you got to get all the abilities to collect the monies and to ship the products and all that stuff. SocialTap it's not a perfect option for you for, when you're a huge company, but for startup, it's 100% perfect. $6 a month. You can either charge to gain access to a link, or you can have a buy now shopping cart. You can actually have both. So if you're like let's say you are a coach, business coach, you don't have a website, or your website doesn't have an e-commerce option for people to buy your course, right? For $6 a month on SocialTap, you can create that where you have the PDF or the video loaded on SocialTap, and then people say, okay, I want that course. They can hit buy now, pay, and then they get access to the link for $6 a month. It's just unbelievable.
Agreed. I'm actually looking up a couple of, as you were talking, I was looking up to see what's traded and what's not.
Clubhouse is one of these interesting places where it is what you make of it, in my opinion, Michael. So just like every social media platform, you can run into people who don't know what the hell they're talking about, but people seem to follow them blindly anyways. Or you can meet people like Chella and Alyssa and Quamara and Chrissy and all the people that were in our room today. There was probably at the peak, there was probably 10 people in the room. It wasn't a huge. You weren't there to get famous.
Chella did end the room. Good.
Yeah, but you weren't in our room today to get famous. You were there to meet people and to collaborate strategies. Right? That's really what we were doing. And through that, like I said, I don't know if you guys caught this. We had 2 different podcast connection invites, not from Ira and Joe, but from other people in the room to other people in the room. And there was a business collaboration about women in the technical space from Chrissy and Quamara. It also happened. And that's super cool. Anyways, that happened in an hour. You know what I mean? So the difference between Clubhouse and everything else is there are no posts. There are no pictures. There are no videos. There's no anything but you speaking. It's like a party line where you go into a room.
Party chat, like when you
go into a room and you talk about whatever the conversation is in the room. You have moderators who basically help to set the room, is what they call it, but that's just telling you what the room is about. And then they will mute people or kick people out if people start getting off topic. But really, it's just business conversations for the most part. Now, there are other categories, especially after dark. If you're interested in extracurricular activities, I'm just going to leave it at that. All kinds of different extracurricular activities, some legal, some not. It's on there too. You can find what you're looking for on Clubhouse usually. So is it my favorite platform? Nope. Still love LinkedIn the most for me personally, right? But some people love Clubhouse. It's like become their new addiction. So So the platform is called SocialTap. In fact, I'm going to bring up mine. I've got it loaded. Okay. So here, and then Joe, if you want to put yours in the comments,
I was putting my links for LinkedIn but
yeah, I'll pull it up too. Okay. So oops, I hit the wrong thing. Here we go. Okay. So they have a free version is what you need to know about this. So you don't have to pay, but if you don't pay, you don't get all the stuff, including the $6 e-commerce or buy your link. But this is called socialtap.com. This is mine. Look what I have on here. I have these links go to my blog on my website. Videos that go to my YouTube channel, right? You can watch them right here, or you can go to my YouTube. So these are all active, right? Now, I don't have e-commerce set up on here. I don't do e-commerce per se, right? So for me, this is a way to share my blogs and my videos, and to also, these are all live, okay? There's if you want to connect with me on Twitter, you could click this, and it'll take you to my Twitter, and there I am, right? And you can see I have 3,000 followers, so if you can't connect with me on LinkedIn because I'm maxed out, but you want to connect with me on Twitter, there you go. SocialTap will allow you to do that. So anyways, SocialTap, this is a live backlink. So if you already have a website, this is a free do follow link from a website with a pretty good domain authority. You know what I mean? So everybody should have one of these. Share your socials. And this is one of the advantages that we're doing on Clubhouse. And we could talk about this, Joe. So in your bio. Yeah. So if you want to hit Joe, hit him up right there. I'm just going to pull it up. Okay. So sociapp.com and then / Joe with the E. Yeah. I always have to check because sometimes he uses E and sometimes he doesn't.
No. Oh.
Just to spell his name sometimes, guys.
No, 15 characters. Some of the places only.
I know, but it's funny to say you forgot how to spell your
I
name.
know.
Okay.
I did. I forgot how to spell my name.
So
Terrible.
this is Joe. This is Joe, the finance guy, right? And
Yep.
so what has he got? He's got his socials here for Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Okay. And then he's got, and by the way, they give you options. So like this is the black and white version. They have like 4 different choices there.
Right.
So mine are these colored versions, and this is all part of the free. Like you don't have to pay for this. You can pick these, and there's, like I said, there's 4, I believe. Yep. But here's what we did. Well, I say we because Joe has a mouse in his pocket on this one. This was all Joe, baby. Joe made a link to our event page on Clubhouse.
Okay, yep.
On LinkedIn, and then invited people through his social tap to click it. And here you can connect with him for Joe, the finance guy. Please follow the business page. So you can see this is all free. You know what I mean? This is the free version, right, Joe?
Yep, that's the free. I didn't pay for anything.
Now they have, I believe, 8 different options that are free. So there's different formats that you can choose. And this is one of the things I like about it. So it's kind of like Linktree, and Linktree does give you some creative freedom to make it look better. Like if I come onto my Linktree, do you have a Linktree? You don't.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna go into mine real quick. Hang on. So this is. Oh, I gotta do this one. Sorry. So this is what my Linktree looks like, right? It's not awful, and I have like links to people. Like here, I could take it to Joe, the finance guy. Okay, so there it is. But to me, this is not nearly as pretty or as powerful. My socials, for example, are not here. That's one major difference, right? It's like, look at that versus this. You know what I mean? Right here, just right off the bat, Bowman Digital Media is highlighted, and here's all my socials, which I really want people to connect. So anyways, that's SociaTap. You can get it for free and do a lot. You can pay $6 a month and get a lot more. If you want to look at the difference between the $6 version and the free version, just click on Joe and then click on me and go back and forth, and you can kind of see the differences, right?
As you're doing that, you know what I'm doing right now?
Signing up.
I'm putting everything in for our Cup of Joe for next week. I'm doing it. So I'm getting it. I'm doing it for next week.
There you go.
All done.
There you go. Appreciate it. Yeah. So anyways, that's Linktree and SociaTap. Now I recommend, just so y'all know, this is some social media advice. All of you should have a profile on both. Linktree and SociaTap offer you free backlinks to help build your social media and your websites. You should take advantage of that. In fact, if you want to do me a favor, put joethefinanceguy.com and bowmandigitalmedia.com on your Linktree and your social media tabs for us, because you can do as many as you want. That will help our websites out too with a little extra SEO backlink juice, and we would be thankful for that. So help people out when you can, right?
Yep.
Joe, biggest challenge of the upcoming week for you is going to be
of the upcoming week. Well,
yeah. Let's look ahead. This is a good question right here. While you're considering that, Joe's going to consider what's the biggest challenge of the week. Jason Ricks asked me, what do I use for podcast distribution? I do Anchor for my audio podcast, and that puts it on Spotify for me. And then for social media, I just use LinkedIn. I'm broadcasting with StreamYard. We're coming to you via StreamYard, but that broadcasts out to Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for me, and then I host it on our websites. So Saturday's Cup of Joe, we don't put on either website. We've never talked about that. Do you want that on your? Joe the Finance Guy?
I would.
Could be kind of fun.
I
Cool.
think it would. I think
We'll
it would
start doing that. Yeah, we can start doing that. So
there
look
again, you got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah. No,
Because
I
you said-
know what that means.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was just wondering, going,
Oh, you tell me to do it.
be on the Zoom. I'm going to be on the Zoom share screen and going,
Yep.
Yep. Looks good.
No, I know to do it. All right, so I'm going to start doing that. So Saturday's Cup of Joe will be on Joe the Finance Guy if you can't catch it live, but it's always on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So Jason, in full disclosure, I don't really worry too much about extra distribution for our lives, the video version, but I do put the audio versions on. Anchor is the one that I use. There's a few other choices that are different, and there are people that are trying to make a living podcasting, and for those people, I have solutions that are better, but they are not free. So I use the Anchor one because it's free. It's my favorite price for this because this is not what I do for a living. This is just I do this to help build our brands, to help support other folks, and get people like you get your story out there. So.
All right. I'm setting up our meeting.
For sure. Buzzsprout is one of them. There's quite a few that'll do it. And they all have pluses and minuses. The costs are out there. Do you retain the rights to your podcast when you use the service is another one. Like with Anchor, they technically own the audio at that point, and I don't care because, again, I'm not trying to monetize it. So that's one of the questions that you would have to ask yourself. Are you trying to monetize the podcast or not? Because it's not really what I do. I don't care. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Anyways, biggest challenge of the week, Joe.
Biggest challenge of the week is actually, I don't want to even say challenge. I got to get a lot of things put in. I'm touching with.
You mean at work?
Yeah, at work. A lot of retailers put in.
You're talking about in your CRM.
I have to sell all my GameStop stock. I mean, I'm only kidding. I didn't. I actually. Do you know what?
You're gonna rub some people the wrong way with that, bro.
I'm joking. The only reason why I said that, and I don't mean to rub anybody the wrong way, I didn't do anything. I didn't buy.
I don't have GameStop stock.
I don't have GameStop stock or anything like that. And it's funny. My son and I were talking, and Dad, why didn't you ever get into it? Stocks was never really my thing. I have a friend, Jim Kruko. He's been on that. Very smart individual. And Michael Bennett.
You're into stock, bro.
Well, I'm not. That's
turn around.
I know.
You got so much money sitting there, and it is. I know,
but I'm not selling it. My wife said the same thing. What if you?
No, but one day somebody's going to sell it. You're not going to live forever. I mean, one day somebody's going to say, I don't have the affinity for this stuff that Grandpa had, or great grandpa. Who knows how long that.
Yeah, I know.
But even if you don't sell it, stocks still appreciate.
I got you. But anyways, so Logan and I were talking about it, and I just thinking back that it was $4 a share in July, and 325 this. Wow. Yep, I could kick myself in the butt, but.
Well, we could do the same thing with Bitcoin, and I mean these things I don't understand, and that's what it really people want to get
right. And that's what I said to my son. I go, listen, it would be different if I knew somebody really good that knew that and could
explain it. Yeah,
right. I would do my best, and I would go through it. It's just I don't need another thing on my plate.
And we cannot all be experts at everything, guys. Right. I mean, some people they kind of joke with me sometimes, like, man, you do everything. I'm like, no, I don't. But what I do, I try to do very well. So, I am the guy that doesn't want to do anything halfway. And honestly, some of this investment stuff, a lot of this investment stuff is not over my head. Like I couldn't know it if I would dedicate the time. And you were the same way. Right. It's not like stupid. We could, but we have other priorities and things that come first. And honestly, you're feeding your family just fine, and so am I. I still love the fact that you helped. Again, this is the express opinions of Ira Bowman and Joe Stepke, not anyone else. I love the fact that you helped bring in over $30 million that is, bro, when you think about that, how many lives have you changed? Not only for the business owners, but also for the consumers. Because the people, for those of you who don't understand what Joe does, I'm gonna boil it down to in a nutshell. Because I know it. I know it. Sometimes I think I know it better than Joe, but I really don't. But anyways, I know it pretty good.
You
Here's
do
what,
pretty
here's
good.
what here's what really happens. Somebody goes to the store, a retail like GameStop, and they want to buy the new device, but they don't have the money in the checking account or on the credit card to make the purchase. So what do? Store owner goes, "Well, I'd love to sell it to you, but you got to pay me." The person on, that's standing there in line goes, "I really want this thing, but I can't afford it." What Joe does, he provides an option, no credit needed payment option, where the store owner gets paid right then and there.
Right.
The customer gets to, it's not layaway. They get to buy it and take it, and then they make monthly payments to pay for the product. It could be snow tires, it could be jewelry, it could be pretty much anything that you would find retail, like in a retail environment, that is about $1,000. Could be more, could be a little less, but that's the general idea. So what do we mean when we say $30 million? Well, here's the thing. $30 million worth of products that would not have been purchased
Correct.
were now purchased.
By
the
people
consumer one, the consumer one, and the store owner one, because the sales wouldn't have happened any other way.
Correct.
Right? That's what we're talking about. That's what Joe, the finance guy, does.
Right.
In case you didn't know.
Agreed.
I don't know where I was going with all that, but it made me feel good explaining it.
It just, you were talking about,
well, it just, yeah. So it's amazing that people, that's not a simple thing, and it's not something to be minimized. That's the difference. Honestly, $30 million. That's the difference between people having a job and not having a job.
One of the things, now that I'm focused now, and I'm sorry, I was trying to set up our stuff for next week since you were talking about it, but I guess I'm not that quick because obviously I was knuckle dragging trying to do all this. So
you're Batman. We expect it.
It was just me. But the one good thing, one of the good things about it is some of the retailers that I've dealt with over the past 5 years, and even e-commerce retailers,
that
are out there. Customers want things now. We're all human beings. We want things now. And in this day and age, a lot of people either don't have credit or do not want their credit ran.
We know that 69% of Americans, now this is America, y'all. It's higher in other places, but in America, 69% of you don't have $1,000 in the bank.
Correct.
And what happens when you have an emergency? Your tires blow out.
Tires go out. Yep.
Just one example. Your tires go out. You can't get to work without tires. The tire company's not going to say, well, we feel bad for you, so here, we're just going to let you use these tires until you can afford to pay us. That doesn't happen.
Nope.
You know what I mean? If you do a layaway program, you pay for it all, and then you get it. Not, get it and then pay for it later. So it's just one of those things. And you talk about people not wanting to have their credit run. There's a variety of reasons for people, even with good credit, because they might be trying to buy a house or they might be applying for a job. A lot of you, I don't know if you realize this, when you go for a management role, usually they're going to check your background, including your credit history, because they want to see if you're reliable, dependable, all those things. And so if you have a good credit score, but you don't want the dings to run against your credit,
then you also could use your retailer or whatever going in there. If they use Joe the finance guy, then you go there and you don't get the ding on your credit.
Yeah.
But anyway. I was excited about it. I've never looked at that number really before. And one of the things I did this past week, and you talk about challenges, I've always believed that you got to find out what you're worth. What you're worth at work, what you should do with people, how you talk to them, what's the value you bring. So I went through and I wrote down, and I had some of it already, but I had to go back because I stopped keeping track of where I was each month. like how many sales I did, what I did, where I was at. And the pandemic, as bad as it was, or is, it helped me flourish more in the job market.
Yep.
And I was talking to somebody in my company this week, and not Greg, because I know you know Greg, so I wanted to put that out.
No, wait a minute. Greg is awesome. What are you talking about?
He's great. He's my brother.
Greg, we love you, brother.
Great person. But I was talking to somebody else in the company. I was talking about how much people should be appreciated, and something happened, and how I got hurt by something, and I didn't agree with something that went on, but I wanted to find out my worth. And that's where I was like, I brought in as the highest rep, or the top rep of the company. I brought in over $30 million for the year. And that's just including my accounts, not including the other accounts, which I know one of the accounts does at least over $1 million a month. So that's another 12 million if you really wanted to put it in. So that's like 40 million, I guess.
How much do you think just us doing what we do week in and week out, talking about ASEMA and all that stuff? And again, these are our opinions, so we're not representing ASEMA here.
No, Joe the finance guy,
but how much? I guarantee you, we're bringing in money every single day for that company that they don't even. Nobody's tracking it.
No, nobody. No, there is. I know some of it. I'll give you an example. Oh, this is a great example. And Felicia, if you're watching, because she does watch on here, I knew Felicia Nolan since, gosh, from a company we used to work with prior, and she heard of me and stuff like that. Even though I was up here and she was down in Mississippi area, whatever. She was. So she called me up one time. She saw us doing this.
Mm-hmm.
She called me up and she goes, "Hey," well, she called me up actually. Let me go back about a year ago, and she was looking for a new avenue. I was trying to get her on with ASEMA. I was trying to get her a job with ASEMA, and I don't know what happened after that because it's not my area or what.
Right. You're not at HR, sure.
But she called me up a few months ago, and she goes, "Hey, listen, I'm thinking of opening up a furniture store, and I want to bring you on. Can you help me?" I go, "Yeah, just get this." I told her the regular things to get this, and just let me know. And her being in Mississippi, it's still okay because I've been cleared by the CEO prior that I can use all my contacts everywhere. I've been doing it for 5 years. And
you have 15,000, almost 16,000 contacts just on
here alone.
Personal.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, and then you have another 1,300 plus on Joe the Finance Guy, which are not all the same folks.
And still growing.
Come on, baby.
Still growing. So anyways, she signed up, she started, and it was funny. Somebody came back at me from the company going like, "Oh, this is outside your area. It looks like they just clicked on it. We're going to have to see if this is real or whatever," and wanted to send one of my friends down there to go look at it, like who's in the area. And I was okay with it. I just didn't. And I could have went back and said, "Listen, I've known this person, and that's how come this wasn't just a fly-by night."
Right.
I've talked to them before, but it wouldn't matter and stuff. And I told Felicia to keep it to herself. But I found out she did tell JB, who was one of my friends that went in there to vet it. And I go like this: "You didn't have to do that. It was all right." But I told JB not to even say anything or make a big deal about it. I rather, if I could help somebody else out, because he's going to get he'll get credit for half of it as well. So it's like we're doing it together.
Yeah.
And I like him. I couldn't ask for a better person that I would want to share something with. But the point being on all this is that I sign up people all over the United States.
Come on, bro.
I know so many people and connected, and it's when you see a company or when you see somebody in there, and it's like when I was on Kelly's podcast yesterday. I was talking about employee retention and how to keep employees and how to harness that. I get it. There's some people out there that don't do their jobs. There's some ASMs, area sales managers, or people. There are people out there that don't do it. And you could tell everything in the numbers. In my numbers, you couldn't. For the past 5 years, I haven't missed a goal. 5 years, never.
Think about that. 5 years running. This
5
guy,
years.
honestly, no, I'm going to brag about Joe. Joe should win the ASM award every single month. And I don't understand how he doesn't
do it. But it's all right. That's no big deal on that part.
I think it is.
Well, Greg knows how I feel. I go like this. You know what? If I get it at least like once here, but it's really that part of it. I'll start just me thinking about it just infuriates me because I had it one time and somebody came in and we're just going to give it to somebody else. And all the other higher management people already wrote something about me because they all thought I was getting it. They all did it because I've won so many times. And then, oh, well, we just decided not to do that award that month.
I know how that goes. I was in a...
It hurts, though. But let me finish the story because I don't want it to get... When you talk about employee retention and you talk about people that are... When a company is grateful, and there are great things that my company has done for me. You know it, what I talked about on the podcast yesterday was, and Jason, you're right. I probably am a goat. Yes, I am. In Joe the finance guy, but
he was talking about Tiger Woods.
I know he wasn't talking about me. But the company, they did that Indiana Jones. They sent that Indiana Joe type card. Do you remember the post I did, Ira, where they sent the card that they hand drew it?
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Indiana Joe.
Yep. And wow. If I wanted to call the CEO, CRO, whatever, the CEO of the company, I can, because they're just great people.
Yeah.
And that's why, but when you get other people in there and they do that, it sort of diminishes how a person feels and their worth. And I think this
is an important lesson for folks, honestly. If they're really listening to what you're saying,
right.
You can't take for granted your relationships. Like you need to, and even with me and you, like I have to encourage you sometimes. You can't just throw one type of dart at somebody too much because they don't feel that you appreciate them. The card is a great analogy or illustration for what I'm trying to communicate here. That showed you beyond dollars and cents that they love and appreciate what you're doing.
And right? I still don't know who did the card. If I actually sent an email to the chief people officer, and because her and I've sent it to her emails, and she's probably busy and stuff, but I keep asking who did it, because I would love to know who was the one that actually drew the card. Because do you know how much time you've seen the card?
Yeah, no, it's a great.
I don't think it could take 5 minutes. I would have said, I don't know, 15, 20, maybe.
Somebody invested some time in it.
Correct.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
And especially when there's so many employees, and that meant a lot to me. And one other thing, and that was for my anniversary. I remember I sent something, and every year we did something like for people's birthdays, but this year, they sent something out beginning of January 2020 that they stopped recognizing birthdays like that, like sending out monetary value, and just left it for anniversaries and Christmas. I didn't get it, and I was waiting for like the card or something like that. Nothing came. So I sent something to the chief people officer, and she came back. She goes, "Joe, here it is. We didn't do it since January." Do you know what she sent me? She sent me Dolly Parton. I posted that video too. The Dolly Parton singing "Happy Birthday" to me. I thought that was awesome. What company does that? And she go and
Acima credit.
Yeah, Acima. Acima.
Come on.
No more credit anymore. Acima.
Oh, just Acima.
It's called Acima now. Yeah, they changed it. Acima.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh, stop. You just it's Joe the finance guy. You just keep that one. It's all right. I was talking to somebody else and they started putting no credit needed financing at the end of things, like when he was talking. And I was like, it's a no credit needed payment option. It's a no credit needed payment option. Yep. It's not financing. No credit.
Drop the word finance, bro.
Yep. Joe the finance guy is okay.
Right. Well, that's what confuses people.
I don't. It's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay. But anyway,
if they go to your website, they won't have to worry about it because we got you covered.
Right. Let's go to you before we leave because I know it's 1 o'clock here. It's 10 o'clock over there. 10:01. What about you? What are you doing this week?
My wife is literally bending over right in front of me. I just want to smack.
Oh my God!
I just want to smack it. That's what I do. You can't put your butt in front of me. I will pinch it, smack it, slap it, just so you know who I'm an antagonist.
This is not Joe After Dark.
This is not strife.
See, I'm right behind you. I mean, not literally right behind you. I mean, I'm
like to back my butt.
Well, we talked about her boobs last night, so that was fun.
I heard. Why?
You had to watch the show to understand.
I know. Well, I got cut off, but I heard you starting that, and I was like,
so. In case you guys didn't see Friday's episode of 8 is Enough, we talked about her breast implant illness and what it is and how to look out for it and kind of our experience with it. It was a big deal. Do you remember Rachel Blaze? Do you remember all that?
No.
So back in 2018, 2019, Mike and I with SPN raised money for Rachel Blaze. She was suffering from breast implant illness and she needed a $25,000 surgery to save her life, but she didn't have $25,000. She didn't have health insurance. So even though they knew what was wrong with her, they wouldn't do the surgery to save her. Well, we raised the money, not all of it. We helped raise, we did a GoFundMe campaign, right, Mike and I. So anyways, we helped with that. I had no idea what any of that was. Turns out 6 months later, my wife has this disease. I mean, she had it the whole time. We didn't know it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's what came into my conscious. So when my wife got it and we went through it, it's one of those things. She's been very public, sharing her story and what happened. We, for 3 years, basically had no idea what was wrong, even though we were trying to figure it out what was wrong. My wife went through all these symptoms and we thought she had MS or cancer or autoimmune disorder and all this stuff. We had no idea. And the doctor started to call her crazy. They said it's in your mind because we can't figure out what's wrong with it, right? So anyways, we told that story in the show last night. So if you watch 8 is Enough, it's the last 15 minutes or so. We
okay, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. It's the last what?
15 minutes of the show.
Ira, we got to really talk. Ira, Alicia and you need to split the time.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
That's not true. We had guests on last night. They were on. They were talking. I didn't hog the show.
Okay, all right. Oh, you did. Did Stuart come on?
Yeah, you didn't watch it.
No, I told you I saw only the beginning part.
So yeah, they came on. It was Stuart and his wife Allie, the Gerbers. Very nice.
Awesome.
So we did not keep them the whole time. Usually when I have a guest on a podcast like that, I will have them on the whole time. But because I knew we were going to talk about it, I talked with Stuart beforehand. I'm like, we're going to be talking about, this illness and her boobs. And I think it would be a little weird to have you guys on there because.
Can you imagine them just sitting right here?
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to say? You know what I mean? But It was an important story to share. So typically when we do those, I do talk too much. It is what it is. But part of that is my wife is, not hesitant. That's not the right word. Like my wife is still new to all this in a lot of ways.
What she says?
Huh?
Cautious?
Maybe more cautious. Maybe, not sure how to do it or segues. And, like she'll still go on and go, I don't know what we're talking about. I'm like, yeah, you do. We're talking about, these 3 things. She was able last night to tell people what the show is about, which, so she will pick up more. But we do, just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with that show, she's a Scentsy director. She sells Scentsy. So every week, one of the things we do is we talk about a product of the week. She picks something to highlight, which is kind of cool because most people don't know what Scentsy is. So it's a way for her to kind of explain. It's more than just wickless candles. They've got cleaning products and they've got pocket buddies and all these different things.
Oh, they got even scratch and sniff now. Pick what you want.
They got all kinds of stuff. It's a lot.
I got to tell Alicia I got the latest letter.
Her fun mail.
Yep.
She's got a funny name for it. I forget it.
Oh,
but anyway.
and Jen heard you call her chicken.
Yeah, so tell her to prove me wrong and come on the show.
Right.
And did you hear? Alicia goes, you shouldn't say that. And I said, well, what is she going to do? Because she's in Indiana. Her arms aren't that long. I said, she might smack Joe, and I'm okay with that. Did you hear me say that?
I think so. No. Yes, I did. But she just smiled.
If I could get your wife to smack you in the head, I think that would be pretty cool.
You don't have to get her to do that. I think she'd do that for free.
She'd do that for free?
She'd do that for free.
All right. Well, anyways. So, yeah, no, the show, in case you guys are curious, my wife is in sales 5+ years. I've been in sales for 20+ years. So we talk about business to business sales. We talk about business to consumer sales, which is what my wife does. We talk about our 8 kids, our 20+ years of marriage, and that's pretty much the show format. So anyway.
I could imagine, because if I was on there, I would have to treat it like I wonder if my personality would change. I'm talking about me, not you, with Jen being on with me.
It probably would.
I'm
a little different on that show than I am on the others.
I wonder if it would, just because when her and I are together, but when we're with family, oh my God, the joke. I mean, I just keep joking.
But honestly, if she comes on, bro, I'm talking mostly to her.
I bet
you and I, we do this all the time.
Right.
And my wife, like, that was interesting. So my wife, Stuart's wife, is in MLM 2. This is why they were the perfect guest for our show. Because
MLM 2?
I'm going to explain it all. MLM
Okay.
as well is what I mean by
all
2
right.
there. That's the also. So Stuart runs his own business. He just launched his business in April. It's called Peridot Business Systems. Okay, or
Right.
Peridot. Sorry, I've been saying it wrong. It's Peridot. So it's French. Anyways, that's the name of it. He was fired from his job. He lost his job just like I did. He lost his job in April, so he started his business. And so he's a little bit ahead of me as far as the time. And we talked about, you were on the phone when that all happened. Anyways, you know the story. So we talked about that. But he also does woodworking, which is really cool. So he's an entrepreneur. So we were talking about Shopify, or not Shopify, I'm sorry, the Social Tap.
Yeah,
talking about that option. But he actually has a standalone website. I didn't realize that. So we pulled that up and we were going through that. But then, so that's, he and I have a lot in common, except for he's from Canada, basically, is the main difference.
Toronto.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not from Toronto. I thought he was too, but he said where he's from. And I'm like, okay, I don't know where that is, but whatever. It wasn't from Toronto, I guess. So, but I'm like, it's still too cold for any human being to live there. Right. And she was dying. His wife was dying laughing when I was saying that, but it's true. I'm like, I put on a jacket. I got a jacket on today, guys. It's 70 degrees outside. So it is what it is. But she, like my wife does Scentsy, and Scentsy is an MLM. If you guys aren't familiar with that acronym, that's multi-level marketing company. It's a way to do sales without creating your own products and creating your own branding stuff. So you basically spend your time selling or trying to find other people to join your team, recruiting, if you will, and so that they can do it too. And that's what MLMs do. All of them do it a little bit different, like Tupperware, Avon, Scentsy, Pampered Chef, all these different Monet hair products, all these different products that you've probably heard of are MLM. So the misnomer out there, a lot of people think MLM is the same as a pyramid scheme, which is illegal and not the same. And we could talk about how that works. And we do that on the show. So his wife does Pampered Chef and Epicure, which is one I didn't know of, but I was thinking it was some type of skin care products going into it. But it turns out it's not. It's food and food ingredients. It goes hand in glove with Pampered Chef. So anyway, she's talking about that. My wife, oh my goodness. You saw, if you watch that, it's like 25-minute mark in. My wife's switch went from I'm here to I'm engaged. And she kind of took over a little bit, that's what you're talking about. And that's what I want too. You know what I mean? For her to step up more and kind of lead the show a little bit, because let's face it, everybody pretty much knows who I am and what I do by now, right? My wife is still kind of a mystery to folks. and I think she's my better half. You know, she's my better half. So, you know, she's more interesting in a lot of ways. So anyhow,
I don't know. I can't say. I think Jen is very interesting.
I think she is too. And I want to
it would be unique to see, because behind every great person, there's even another greater person.
I think so. And a lot of times they're not the one.
Mine is my wife. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for her pushing me.
No, I get it. And I've had a little taste of it, you know, on some of our phone calls when when you've got it on speakerphone or whatever. Sometimes, you know what I mean? I get it. And you know it because you've been around Alicia and I enough, you know, via our Zoom calls or phone calls or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I would be fascinated to have her on. That wasn't something I'm being flippant about. I'm trying to egg her on a little bit. You got
I'm going to keep trying. So I think it would be good. I think it would be great.
Show her the episode from last night, because she'll see, like, it's not, you don't have to be, you know, intimidated or whatever. We're going to talk about, you know, we're going to obviously, you know what I mean?
I know, but I think it would be
her the way she's
talk about cricket, and she's actually doing Loungefly now. Selling
I don't know what that is.
It's some backpack thingy.
But she could come on and talk about it.
I know.
And we did a commercial. Like, if you look at it, I went through their websites. So I went through the Epicare. We didn't go through, for whatever reason, she didn't share her Pampered Chef one. But we went through his business website, his wood carving website, and then his or her Epicare. You know, she got promotion on it. So there's that. But Alicia and Allie is the lady's name, Stuart's wife. They carried the conversation for about 15 minutes of the 30 minutes they were on.
All right, good. All right, then I
did talk about, by the way, you coming on as the producer just so that you can mute my mic. I did talk about that.
Time.
Yeah, we got to go. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the show about absolutely freaking nothing, but we always go over because we like each other. So
yeah, we do. It's 112. Yep, it is 112.
Right. So this week, y'all, if you are not already did you share the new event space for Clubhouse?
I have the Clubhouse link. I do not have the new event for Clubhouse, not the LinkedIn event. That'll come out later. But
yeah, I have to and I have to create the room for that, so I can't create it until this show's over. So I'll do that in just a minute. But I want to encourage y'all, if you like this, to jump on our Clubhouse if you can. Next Saturday, it starts an hour before. Now you don't have to be there right at the start. You can jump in whenever you want. But that show is going to be the official green room for this show. Why do you want to be in there? There's two main reasons. A, you can get some strategy and tips on social media I am not allowed to share here. So if you're trying to build up your social media, and I'm just going to use social media code there, if you figure out what platform I'm predominant on, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You can get tips on how to build yours up there. Also, you get to introduce yourself to everybody in the room, and that can turn into business opportunities for you. It did this morning, and we didn't even necessarily know that because today was the first one. But I think that that's a great advantage. Also, if you're looking to get more juice on social media, join us in these event room chat rooms. So sign up for the event and then jump in the chat room, and then you can converse with everybody who's going to be all week long.
Right.
And get more value out of it that way too. So anyways, my name is Ira. My partner is Joe Stepke, aka Batman, aka
Joe the Finance Guy.
JoeTheFinanceGuy.com.
Yep.
Well, we'll work on that. Tasia, are you listening? We want you to do the voice.
Tasia, I like you, or can we get Kevin Conroy? It would be great. Tasia probably knows Kevin Conroy.
Well, maybe we could get them both to do it.
That would be just so.
We could have alternative options.
God, that would be awesome. Just because how close of a Batman thing, it would mean nothing to anybody else except me.
Right. And see, I think Tasia's version would probably win because the audience, no offense, they're probably not into Batman.
Yeah, but she was Poison Ivy.
I know. So
it was
awesome, bro.
It'd still be good.
Yeah. Well, otherwise you're stuck with me.
Tasia, please call
1-800 helpline.
Asia, connect with me. No, she's already.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm about to play it. What we're talking about is the ending of this clip on the videos that we're using now. I say joethefinanceguy.com. Like that, kind of.
All right, go on. Let's play it out.
So let's play it, and then we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. All right, that's our show. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Just awesome person.
Don't learn how to spell.
You don't know how to spell?